be ready for the start of the regular season. Luck has missed 26 games in his career due to various injuries, missing the entire 2017 season with a shoulder injury, but then rebounding last season and leading the Colts back to the playoffs. Now he's likely to miss the entire preseason, dealing with calf and ankle injuries. Oh, this is not good news. These are my Colts. Will, is Andrew Luck overrated? Please say no.
Well, listen, Charlie. I don't want feelings, but the answer is yes.
Oh,
and it's here's why. When Andrew Luck came out in the NFL draft, what was expected of him? What did the Colts think they were getting? Who did they think they were getting? They thought they were getting a guy who could possibly be the best quarterback in the league. We were talking multiple Super Bowl titles. I know that. You know why? Because yesterday on the Will Cain Show, I had Dan Orlovsky, who was on that Colts team before Andrew Luck was drafted. He said at some point in that season, when they were racking up losses, all the talk and attention turned to Andrew Luck. And obviously it was enough to move on from Peyton Manning. Now, who is Andrew Luck so far? He's good. He's a good quarterback. Is he tier 1? No. Is he in the same breath? Is he in the same category as Brady, Breeze, and Rodgers? No. He's more in line with Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan. And that is not who the Colts drafted. That is not what was expected. And that is only fair until he arrives. And by the way, I'm not saying he cannot. I'm not saying he's not good enough and that he won't arrive in tier 1. But I am saying it's year 8 and it's time. But he hasn't yet arrived. And until then, overrated.
Because of his injuries, he's not tier 1, you think? Or is there another reason to explain that?
If I may, Dominique, just to answer that question.
Please, go ahead.
Injuries obviously play a big part of that. But there are other reasons, Charlie, like his playoff performance. His playoff performance drops down to about a 56% completion percentage. His quarterback rating drops way down from what he does in the regular season. And I believe his touchdown interception is 12 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. He has not, Dominique, been in the playoffs the guy he's been in the regular season. He has to start beating the Roethlisbergers, the Bradys, and the Mahomes. It has to happen.
So I might need stats and info to check into this while we're talking about his QBR in the playoffs, because I feel like his QBR in the playoffs is pretty high. But he's had some he's had some phenomenal playoff performances. They were down 31-10 in 2013, and he brought them back. This is the third quarter, down 31-10 to the favorite Chiefs, and he came back and led them to a victory.
Dominique, real quick,
that's
why were they
incredible
down?
Playoff performance.
Why were they down?
No, they didn't play well in the first half.
And he threw 3 picks.
If we're talking about, you brought up the year before that he got drafted there. They were 2-14.
Yes.
He showed up. They were 11-5. So earlier in this show, we talked about generational talents. And I made the statement that generational talent is someone who you drop on your team and it completely changes the fortunes of your team. They went from 2-14 to 11-5 just because they introduced Andrew Luck. So he's been incredible. I think that he has had some shortcomings. Though he's made it to a conference championship, he hasn't gotten to a Super Bowl, he hasn't won a Super Bowl, and he's had some playoff woes, but they've been over 10 wins almost every year that he has started and played for them.
Let me say something.
And hold on one second. The injury stuff is a real concern, but when you break it down, he missed 1 full season, then he missed half of 2015. That's pretty much all the time that he's missed for injury. Like, it's not...
A year and a half is pretty much all?
No. Let's not pretend like
it's a year and a half. That's all.
For 7 seasons, he missed 1 season and a half season. That's different from missing 6 games here, 4 games there, 5 games here. That's an entirely different thing, Will, and you know it.
You know what, man? I fear your compliments are insults. When people hear this, what you're going to read that is Andrew Luck overrated, and I'm afraid like 70% of the people are going to say, Will's saying that Andrew Luck stinks.
Who cares? Ignore them, Will.
He's terrible. I want to be clear about something. Me saying Andrew Luck is overrated is a bigger compliment than you saying he's great. This is about what was expected of him. Charlie, if you're a Colts fan, you know the answer to this. It's not just about what was expected of him, but what we still believe he can be.
But he's delivered.
And he isn't. Look,
he's
Dominique,
delivered.
With all due respect,
don't try to use that reverse psychology. Don't try to use this reverse psychology to come up with saying that it's a compliment by saying he's underrated.
It is.
He again, we have to talk about context. Context matters. He had one of the worst GMs of NFL history with one of the worst offensive lines in front of him, and he still performed year after year.
Do now? We pat him on the head and go, "It's okay. You didn't have a good team. It's okay. You're tier 2. It's okay. You only missed 18 games."
This is our job. Our job is to look past just the stats and numbers and understand the context that allows the things to take place. So Andrew Luck is fantastic. Andrew Luck has not won a Super Bowl yet, and I'm not going to say it's because Andrew Luck is bad. He's been phenomenal.
This doesn't have to be complicated. Is Andrew Luck in the same category as Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and and Aaron Rodgers? Is he in that category?
No.
Didn't you think when he was drafted by his 8th year in the league, he would be?
No.
Oh, well, then you have a different expectation of what Andrew Luck was coming out.
I thought he was going to win 6 Super Bowls and be arguably the best. So we're talking about Drew Brees, who holds all the passing records, Tom Brady, who has 6 Super Bowls, and Aaron Rodgers, who's believed to be the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen.
Yes.
That's absurd. So the
Well,
problem
I didn't say in 8
high.
years he would accumulate all of their career accomplishments, but I said at that point in his career, 8 years into his career, we would assume he had arrived at a similar position, a similar level, and he's not, man.
Trust me.
There
are not very many quarterbacks that people want over him. There's not very many quarterbacks in this league that people want over him. Outside of those 3 names you offered, and maybe even Drew Brees may not be as high as you would think. Nobody else wants him over
I'm not done. We can keep going. Mahomes, Roethlisberger.
Ooh.
This is not Wilson.
Roethlisberger. Boy, stop. Roethlisberger? Get out of here. I'll get Andrew Luck over Roethlisberger.
2 Super Bowls. That must be the most disrespected 2 Super Bowls in history.
No. He's great. He's a Hall of Famer. But just doing this rings thing, like, come on. He won 2 Super Bowls. Though he had phenomenal defenses. He's had the best receivers and running backs. He's had a great offensive line. A bunch of things that Andrew Luck hasn't had.
Listen,
so use the context.
I'm being nice. I'm putting him into the same category as Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's been to a Super Bowl. Russell Wilson's been to 2 and won one. At this point, all I'm saying is we expected more from Andrew Luck.
Oversimplified.
All right, well, respect your opinion. Dominique, I'm riding with you on this one. All right, guys, coming up next on First Take. Can't believe we're asking this question, but is James Harden better than Michael Jordan? Find out who is taking the beard over his airness and why. Oh, you will not want to miss this one.